The movie starts in Italy, where the Dalton family, Ben, Louise, and their 11-year-old daughter Agnes, are enjoying a vacation at a resort. Even though Agnes is getting older, she still needs her stuffed rabbit named Hoppy to feel comfortable. Ben and Louise struggle to have fun because the only people they chat with are a Danish couple, who they think are pretty dull. Agnes can't find Hoppy and begins to panic. A British couple, Patty and Sierra Felt, find Hoppy and bring him back. They have a son named Ant who doesn't speak. The Felt's family is really nice and get along well with the Daltons, so they all have lunch together. Ben shares that his family moved to London for his job, and Louise decided to leave her job because of the move. Patty then invites the Daltons to visit their country home. The Daltons come back to London, and Ben tells Louise how disappointed he is about not getting the job deal he wanted. He also worries about Agnes growing up and needing to let go of her doll. While they're talking, they discover a postcard from Patty and Sierra inviting them to hang out again. They think about it, and even though Louise feels that spending time with people they don't know well could be a bad idea, but eventually they both agree to go in Patty's place. The next day, three head to the Patty's place and arrive late at night. Patty welcomes them and takes them inside. Patty proudly presents a goose he cooked and tries to give some to Louise, even though she had already told him and Sierra that she doesn't eat meat. Louise takes a small bite to be nice, but quickly spits it out when they aren't looking. When Ben offers to take out the trash, Ant follows him around, trying to show him that his tongue is missing. Meanwhile, the adults are having a good time while Ant and Agnes are sleeping in the same room. Louise hears Ant crying in his sleep, but Patty and Sierra reassure her that he will be fine, and eventually, he is. After that, the both families go for sleep. The following day, both families decide to go for a hike in the woods. Agnes wants to play on the swings, and Patty pushes Ant aside to give Agnes some space. After that, they all head to the nearby lake because Patty thinks it will help Louise, who has been saying her neck hurts, and they all swim there. They returns home and Louise talks to Ben about her discomfort. Suddenly, Sierra comes to door and suggests they all go out for dinner at a restaurant nearby. They plan to have Ant's babysitter, Mudged, take care of him and Agnes while they eat, and they head out for dinner. During dinner, Patty and Sierra chat about their lively romantic life, while Louise casually brings up that she and Ben aren't intimate as often lately, which makes Ben a bit uncomfortable. Patty and Sierra then start joking around, pretending to do something inappropriate under the table. At the same time, Ant takes Agnes to a bedroom and shows her a drawer full of watches. One of the watches has a Danish message on it and another guy's name on it. Ant tries to keep Agnes quiet so Mudged won't discover them since they tricked him into playing hide and seek. He also shows Agnes his chest, which is marked with bruises and scars. Suddenly, Sierra knocks on the door and he pretends to sleep. Later, before bed, Ben shares his frustration about what Louise said to Patty and Sierra, mentioning that he still feels uneasy about seeing another guy's private parts on her phone. They work through the tension, ending with a hug, while Patty secretly watches them from outside. In the middle of the night, Louise wakes up and heads to the kids' room, only to find Agnes and Ant missing. Panicked, she searches the house until she discovers Agnes asleep in bed next to Sierra. Relieved but unsettled, she quietly takes her daughter back to their room. By morning, Louise has had enough. She tells Ben that finding Agnes in Patty and Sierra's room is the last straw, and they need to leave immediately. The Daltons try to sneak out before Patty wakes up, but on the road, Agnes begins to panic because they left Hoppy behind. Ben tries to calm her down, but she starts kicking his seat, nearly causing them to crash into a truck. Reluctantly, Ben turns back to the house to retrieve the doll. When they arrive, Patty and Sierra are already awake and visibly upset that the Daltons tried to leave without saying goodbye. Louise explains her discomfort with what happened the previous night, prompting Sierra to apologize, claiming she acted out of a motherly instinct since they had lost a daughter named Mary. Feeling guilty, the Daltons apologize for their hasty departure. Patty invites Ben out for some fox hunting while Louise and Sierra stay behind with the kids. During this time, Ant tries to write Agnes a message, but it's in Danish, so she can't understand it. Before Sierra can catch on, Ant quickly eats the note to keep it hidden. Agnes tries to tell about this, saying something not good happening with Ant, but she brushes it off. Later, after Ben hesitates and fails to shoot the fox, Patty takes him to a peaceful spot where they can let out some loud, wild screams. At lunch, tensions rise when Sierra criticizes the way Agnes is eating, upsetting Louise. Sierra quickly apologizes, but Patty insists that Louise should apologize as well. The atmosphere grows more uncomfortable when Agnes and Ant attempt to perform a dance they've been practicing to Cotton Eye Joe. Instead of encouraging them, Patty harshly criticizes Ant's dancing, which makes Agnes feel scared. Later, Paddy is taking a nap when Ant sneaks away with his keys. He guides Agnes to the barn, where they find a secret basement. Inside, Ant shows her a book filled with pictures of other families that Paddy and Sierra have encountered. Each photo shows a couple with a sad child next to another couple with their own happy child, and the pattern continues with each new picture. Ant signals to Agnes that Paddy and Sierra cut out his tongue and plan to make her their next child after getting rid of her parents, just like they did to his. Agnes snaps some photos on her phone and heads off to show them to Louise. Meanwhile, Paddy wakes up and Ant tries to quietly return the keys, but Paddy spots the open latch to the basement. After Ben and Louise discover the truth, they look for a way to leave without causing a scene. They tell Paddy and Sierra that Agnes just got her first period, and as they try to sneak away, they notice they have a flat tire. Paddy steps in to change it, but then Agnes realizes that Hoppy is missing again. Paddy spots the doll stuck in the gutters, so Ben climbs up a ladder to get it. Unfortunately, Hoppy is all torn up, but Agnes just wants to get out of there. They ask Ant to open the gate so they can leave together, but Paddy uses his keys to unlock it instead. As they start to drive off, Agnes sees Paddy throwing Ant into the lake, prompting Ben to rush in to save him. Meanwhile, Louise tries to drive away with Agnes, but Paddy slams the gate shut. Ben manages to rescue Ant, but now Paddy and Sierra have Louise and Agnes at gunpoint. Paddy and Sierra force the Daltons in at the garage and tells them to hand over their money, and then Paddy tries to knock Agnes out with injection. Louise, hiding a box cutter, slashes Paddy's face and wrestles the rifle away from Sierra. Meanwhile, Ben manages to free himself, Agnes, and Ant before they all make a break for it. When they about to leave in the car, Mike, who is working with Paddy and Sierra, shows up and starts shooting at the family, making them rush back to the house to hide. Mike then breaks the lock and frees Paddy and Sierra. They start searching the family, knowing that they must be inside the house. Ben and Louise do their best to keep the kids safe by barricading themselves in the bedroom. Ben tries to use one of Paddy's liquor bottles to set the barn on fire, hoping someone will see it, but he misses and accidentally drops it on Paddy's car. Mike starts shooting at them and tries to break in. Ben grabs a hammer to fight Mike, but Mike almost gets the upper hand and pushes Ben's head onto some broken glass. Just in time, Louise takes the hammer and drives it into Mike's head. When Paddy comes at them, Louise sprays drain cleaner in his face, causing serious burns while Sierra rushes to help him. The family is trying to get away from the roof using a ladder. Sierra catches up to them, but Louise hits her on the head, causing Sierra to fall off the roof and die, which also makes the ladder fall down. Ben climbs down but hurts his leg. He still manages to pull the ladder back up for Louise, Agnes, and Ant to use. Then, Paddy shows up and threatens Agnes with a gun, saying he will take her now that Sierra is gone and no one can look after him. He tries to hurt her parents, but Agnes quickly stabs him with a poisonous needle, making him collapse. Before they leave, Ant picks up a big brick. Paddy tells Ant he's proud of him, but then Ant, filled with anger, smashes the brick down on Paddy's head. Ben and Louise get Ant and Agnes into Mike's car as they prepare to leave the estate for good. Seeing Ant overcome with sadness and a tear rolling down his cheek, Agnes gently hands him Hoppy, her beloved stuffed rabbit. It's a small gesture of comfort for Ant, who is grieving the loss of his parents, and the moment brings a quiet sense of connection between the two. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more interesting movie recaps.